FS22 support shared. Test agent name shared.
Alright everyone, welcome back to the stream. Mike's just going through the FS25 script, so if you hear him in the background, that's what's going on there.
I'll be jumping in again in a
But
minute.
I'm replacing this belt up here. We was unloading with the combine and the belt snapped, so we got a new belt on. Did a lot off screen. Started this field on corn harvest. Haven't done any beans yet. Opened the field up. Got this far. I think we're averaging around 318 bushels to the acre right now, so this is some really dang good corn for us. But Mine's gonna hop in here in a little bit. We'll get the combine fired up. We'll get going. Let him get caught up. He'll run grain cart for us and trucks. But we'll hop in the X9 here. And close the side panels. Make sure they're all closed. I'll go empty the rest into the grain cart. Oh, that's all done. Excuse me. Alright, let's get a field split going. We gotta get the GPS lined up first correctly on the first 12 rows, so that way it's set for the rest of the field. Combine on. Head down this just a little bit. We'll get it started here. Go into GPS, auto width, set direction. Ooh, that might be a little bit of an angle. Let's reset the direction. I guess we'll see how that goes. We'll just go down this one to start. But not quite liking how much of an angle it's at. So off mounting whenever you get in and join. We're starting corn harvest now, so you gotta put the stalk stompers down. So yeah, you can see right now we're running about 314.
What'd you change to the map?
I just edited the yield a little bit because the corn was yielding like 210, and we might have not even filled 3 semis coming out of this field. We got to keep you busy anyways because you're bored. So, right?
Sure.
So yeah, once FS25 comes out, Tuesday for everyone that doesn't have a earlier release, we'll get some coverage for you. We'll probably end up streaming. I don't know if North Monty will be on Tuesday night, but I'll probably be on Tuesday. I'll probably do a little bit of a live stream, probably about an hour. Probably not much more than that, just because be busy with school. So.
Probably when it comes out, I'll probably be. I don't know when they're gonna have Giants Editor out. I'm hoping that's gonna be on the same day. If it is, then I will be doing a little bit of that stuff on stream, most likely. First, so.
And if you notice the chisel plowing too, I guess on the stream, when that belt broke, I was waiting for North Mountain to get on to kind of help farm a little bit, so I started plowing the field up a little bit. We'll do our split here.
Thanks, warning.
Probably be a little bit shorter of a stream tonight. Just kind of see how this field goes. But can't complain about the corn though. Running 315 bushels to the acre. I mean, it's legendary corn. We got another big field of corn to do as well. I finished planting that last night. It took me about an hour and a half, 2 hours to manually plant that field. We got 3 bean fields we'll have to harvest as well. But
Yeah, I
you,
need farm permits, please. Got them now or not?
should have farm perms now, yes.
Why can't I ever change the store delivery?
Where do you want it to be delivered to?
I was gonna say right in front of the shop, but is it just gonna put it across the road?
Now, would you buy?
Skid steer finally.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to put that in the game. I also put propane tanks down and have the,
I saw the propane truck already.
yeah. So, the dryer function will just turn that production on once you put the first load in.
Got 299 D3. I get that big boy catter. Can you turn on super strength, please? Sorry. Thank you.
Stock stomper's working really well. We got them mulching, so we aren't ruining our tires here. Looks like the outside tires might be running over some stalks, but that's alright. The tires aren't getting chewed up by a bunch of stalks. Telling I'll probably need unloaded in another round. If I remember from what I was doing earlier, I was making about 2 full rounds before I needed to unload. I am getting into some longer rounds here, so I watched some more 25 streams today.
Yep.
It's making me want to play more. I just like the idea of the ground deformation.
That and I like the flippage too. Flippage is
Yeah,
pretty nice.
I'm not a fan of the map though. I mean, it's a bigger
The
map,
map's
but
alright. I will say it is kind of nice to actually see a bigger map in FS25, or actually just in FS in general. That's not real small for starters, and um, what? I don't have any wheels on this tracked grain cart, bro.
what do you mean you don't have any wheels?
I have no like wheels inside of it.
Oh, it's just
Idlers.
floating, just a
It's
track
just
going
a
around.
track.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hit the wrong button. There we
Is
go.
that first truck full?
First truck, the one that I pulled up, the one closest to the house is full. That truck that you were by should be just about full. I'm going 6 miles an hour, by the way. Are the idlers still not there on the track?
Nope.
That's crazy. They must not have loaded in yet.
It was like that yesterday.
Oh, it was like that yesterday?
Yep.
Yeah, well, good thing you're not streaming then. Everything's here on my screen at least.
Is this one only track?
No, you can put those big floaters on it. Remember?
I might
All
go
right,
put floaters on it
you're
then.
good. I'm empty. You can go put floaters on it if you want.
Well, I got the service truck here. You know, that's how that works.
Well, I mean, I had to put on the belt for the unload auger that broke.
As far as that service truck's got a service thing on it.
Yeah. And we're gonna put a lot of corn through this combine already this year, first harvest.
Oh, it just disappeared out of the source for me.
What disappeared?
There we go. What if I do this? Hold on. Let me do that first. Nope, still did nothing.
Oh, did you just go in and edit it?
I just tried to, yeah, I just tried to edit it back to tracks and it didn't work. I can see them in the store, but I can't see them inside. Look at them sweet floaters there.
Oh man. Yeah. Did you see the weight on the wheels already?
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine we get a couple thousand pounds on top of that yet of corn.
Like to see the ground deformation or
This grain
deformation
cart
in
with that grain cart.
25.
Yeah.
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 How wide those would be.
It has to be those are going to be some deep ruts from the grain cart.
I
You're
mean,
going to have
in my opinion, I feel like it would need some more air in the tires, I think.
probably.
That'd
Yeah,
be
no,
my thing.
that truck closest to the entrance of the
I
field
don't think
is
somebody
full.
set the tire radius right on those.
Probably not. It's fine. It gives it a look though.
Yeah.
We're almost done with 22 anyways.
Yep. Then I get to try and convert stuff. Yeah.
Depending on how
I
much
see you guys
traction.
watching this. I'm a little confused right now. Like I said, I posted it. I'm a little newer to doing this, so started in 22. Lights are. I mean, I just went through the scripts here before we started that stream. I mean, I just downloaded 25 last night, pre-ordered it yesterday, and downloaded it. Got it installed. So today was my first kind of look at the scripts and stuff. And so far, it seems like it isn't going to be too hard to do some conversions. It seems like the painful part's going to be updating all the material style stuff, and then the issue of, I mean, the light. I don't understand it at all. I feel like it's more complicated and complex that way. I feel like it's kind of stupid in my opinion that they
Yeah.
didn't just leave it how it was. I mean, I didn't. It didn't seem like there was an issue the way it was. And if there was, I can't see how, because I mean, I've had no issues with the 22 way of doing it, but hey, I mean, what do I know sometimes?
You'll probably end up doing. I know you did last year when you got into modding. You'll probably end up recording some videos for modding and post them on here.
Um, I probably won't be the first to figure out how to convert stuff, so you won't see any videos for 25 converts from me, just because I'm going to be super confused. I think it's stupid how they're going to use a texture to make the light. It just, to me, for some reason, it does not comprehend with me. It just makes no sense. Because it's like going back to FS17 is what kind of some people have told me. Is you're pretty much going back to FS17 where they used to use a little like square picture kind of thing to light up your light, which to me doesn't make sense why they wouldn't have stick with, these ones. They actually use the lens, the in-game lens of it and make it flash. I mean, it makes sense. Now you're going to go to another picture again and make that picture flash on top. I mean, to me, it's just kind of stupid.
Now, streaming schedule is probably going to be a plan of one day 25, the next day 22. Will kind of depend on what gets the most traction and how many videos I record. But I know we're not going to completely move away from 22 yet, just because there's probably some bugs and stuff that going to need to be fixed in 25, and I don't mind playing on 22 with all the mods we have on and with row crop ready. I mean, it just makes the game more interesting. I'm going to be curious to see how fast they're able to move row crop over into FS25. If they are able to move that in over pretty fast, I would pretty much just strictly play FS25.
For me, the game changers are going to be to see how long it takes them to put simple IC in and be able to figure out strobe scripts, like your mobile workshop. I mean, that's a big game changer. I feel like for some people that are doing a lot of things, whether you're farming or you're doing construction, like like our server that we had, you kind of want the mobile service. I mean, it makes things a lot easier.
I'm at like 56% right now. So, were you able to get that dryer fired up and calibrated?
I have not started it yet.
No, that thing's gonna be a pain in the butt to get up and going.
I just got that first truck unloaded. I had to move my pickup so that way I can get the trucks lined up in a row. Might go up a little bit more though. I was hoping since we had some challengers in the game that they're maybe going to think about incorporating a little bit of cat stuff, but
I mean, then the hard part with incorporating cat stuff, you know what I mean, is the idea that it's more of a construction equipment company, so they're not really worried about incorporating that in as much as, okay, I mean, I see what you mean by the motor part, but like equipment wise,
yeah.
they're not gonna
Well, I
incorporate that
mean,
stuff in.
a lot. I mean, there are some cat, equipment that people use on the farm though. I
No, I
mean,
mean,
you got.
a lot of them are the tractors like that, but
I mean, they could use cat skid steers, I guess. They're cat
I mean,
telehandlers, the
there's the
cat
Cat
tillers.
Lex. I mean, there's the Cat Lexion, the combine, the class
Yeah.
combine. But I mean,
I mean, there's a lot of things that they could incorporate that isn't just construction based. It
it's
could be
also
done
hard
for
too, and
food and
it's when it's a European-based game, it's kind of hard to get all these American mods in there.
yeah, it kind of is a bit annoying. I mean, I can understand, I guess, a little
All right,
bit.
I'm empty.
Um,
Did you fill that second truck yet?
nope, not yet.
No.
Going to.
Oh, man. Oh. Yeah. Well, apparently our stream last night got about 4 views. So R2 and 2 other people. I don't know who else would have viewed it, but Oh man. How was work today?
Not bad.
Oh. I do think the one thing that FS25 needs to fix. I was watching Butch and the squad stream last night, and the planting, like the path from the ground textures, it is so blocky. Like they're not even in, like it didn't even plant at an angle that the planter was pointing at. It was like 90-degree angles and 45-degree angles.
Well, I mean, that's what they get for going back to that old materialite system. They went back to that stupid material system. I mean, it was not like that for here in FS22. I mean, it
No,
was not that bad. And now they're going back to where they want to put a material on top of everything, which is just I don't get it. I don't know what to say. It just sounds stupid.
I'm not impressed with the field
Whatever
graphics.
the
I mean, I'm impressed with the ground deformation, but
and I'm a
everything
little
else.
impressed with like the weather graphics and the rain stuff and the rain effects, but they go so far into detail on that that I feel like they probably had to cut back on some of the other details, like the way that the lights work. You know, you had to take that little detail out. You had to take the detail of the way that that planning, for example, like you just said. At least
I feel
I
like they put a
haven't
lot of
played the game,
shortcuts on
so
other
I don't.
things to make up and make other stuff look better. Like I feel like they took time away from certain things, and it didn't work out in their favor.
Yeah, I mean,
They
to me,
spent too
it
much
feels like
time
they
on
just
other
made.
crops, and they should have spent just more time.
To me, it feels like they just keep trying to add new things to the game to get people, which is understandable. I'm not, you know, I get it from to a business aspect. I can understand that because they want to continue making money.
Hmm.
Nobody's going to want to play it if it's just another copy of 22.
Yeah,
But they could have just updated 22. They could keep updating the same game and they'd still get people to continue to buy it, or you're still making a profit off of it for DLCs and stuff like that. Make that rice farming a DLC. Make some of those graphics mod changes a DLC. Or those vehicles you want to add. Those newer vehicles that they put in the game. Make those a DLC.
hmm
Go back to doing DLCs and stuff, and you're still gonna make the same amount of money there. I mean, like you said, it's just they kind of put time and effort towards something that didn't need to be put towards, and then they kind of screwed up because now they got to cut their detail back in other spots. I feel like, and I'm
yeah.
not saying whether that's true or not. I don't know, but it seems like one big thing for me, those lights. I mean, it seems like they cut back the detail on those lights, and I'm assuming because they didn't have time to, I honestly feel like they could have just left them how they were, but even if they wanted to try and upgrade them, they actually ended up making them worse.
Yeah.
No, I haven't played the game. I haven't seen how they work, stuff like that, but I still feel like it seems a little dumb on that aspect. The fact that we have to go and make a paint picture shape of some sort for that light that looks exact and exactly make the blink, say it's a turn signal. You gotta make that exact light shape and how it would reflect. You
hmm
know, for example, like the back of this grain cart, these LEDs, they have little circles in them and stuff, and those orange, you see them more in the orange ones, you look at those and they got little circles in there for each LED. Sorry, I'm getting a little off track because I ain't paying attention. So they got those little circles in those LEDs. So every single circle you see in there, we still have to make. We still would have to make that to make it light up like that. Or else it's just going to light up one solid color. You know, you're not going to see that effect, I guess. Some lights in this game, it's still like that. Others, you still see that effect. It just depends on the light intensity. you know, and that's another thing. It allowed you to make a light intensity, you know,
Yeah.
and adjust that. I feel like that was a better way that they had it that way than what they're doing now. You know, and the fact that everything needs a material onto it. To me, that's just a little dumb. I mean, I can understand that from a vehicle point. I can understand having a material on everything from a vehicle point. But the point of the ground needing materials,
Yeah.
I mean, I've never map modded, but like the way that you're explaining the planning, it seems really cut back on. I want to say, did they just think that it was a great idea to be able to just add the ground deformation and go, oh, let's just break back this mechanic instead of keeping it the way it is? You know,
Probably.
is that why you guys did that? You know, I mean, these are questions I'd really like to ask them, but I can't ask them because, you know, one, they don't speak our language half the time, and two, you know, why would they want to speak to me? You know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
To be honest, I feel like I should have just gone and got the platinum DLC and got the modding tutorials out of it at this point.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that when I want to convert a bunch of stuff, it's not going to be too hard, you know. But then it's going to be like, okay, I convert that stuff. It's going to be pretty much out of date parts and pieces, you know.
Yeah.
Those lights, they're going to be out of date. So when I want to add something to them, you know, I got to go back and redo my work again. So to start it out, I might as well just redo my work. But then, from what it seems like I've been told, is I'm going to have to UDIM it all. So meaning I have to remap all the materials. So then I got to take that vehicle part by part by part and put it back in the blender to put its material selection on it, to then put it back in GE, put it all together, to put it as a mod, make sure all the nodes went in the same order again, and make a mod. I mean, the fact that I have to take it back out, I feel like is a little dumb. When we put stuff in from 19 into 22, you never had to go and rematerial it. You maybe had to update the shaders on it and stuff like that, update or try and update them to the newer shader and whatnot,
Mhm.
and it worked out just fine. But the fact that now that's not what has to happen, and now you have to do this, this, and this, is a little drastically stupid in my opinion.
You might want to get a fuel trailer.
The truck's got fuel.
Not enough for the combine.
It doesn't drain. It's broke that way.
Mm. I need something that holds def though.
You don't need def. We kind of figured out that the truck never drained out of fuel, so we just kind of never really fixed it because I'm like, why fix it, you know?
Mhm.
We basically built it. I built it for the construction server more or less, so I just never really felt like going back and fixing it. I know. I just, I don't know what to say anymore. I mean, seems a little outrageous in my opinion. I guess I just kind of have to wait until FS25 and see what I can do. I mean, see how things look once I put them in the game. I mean, now I got this new clear coat that's supposed to be put on top. You know, you got that material of the clear coat. You got the material of You know, and I think the clear coat's for the rain, and you got another material that I can't remember what it is that'd have to get added on top. So just adding those things, I feel like is going to be harder because now I have to go back and I don't know if I can add a second material on top or if I'm just going to have to go and make a whole nother shell and copy the shell of the body and try to, you know, put a material on that to make that a clear coat to make it do this, which I feel like is just going to be a little stupid, you know.
Yeah.
To now I'm putting more polys and stuff like that back into the mod again because I'm making a second shell. Like I just feel like it's gonna make the mods bigger, but I'll say I am a little excited for some of the modders that already have some mods picked out that what they're gonna do already. You know, you got Roughneck Modding Crew, I believe it is. They're, you know, since they put that branded equipment in, now we can get our hands on some trailers and stuff like that, which is
I'm
or
pretty sure. I'm
branded
pretty sure
trailers.
that Custom Mining's doing his early riser planners already.
Oh, so like, you know, that stuff is already, you know, because they're already modeled, it's pretty easy that, you know, they can start from the base scratch and kind of figure some stuff out. Um, hopefully, you know, somebody has the lights figured out before, you know, a week or something, you know, within the week. That way, you know, we can start getting that information shared out on how to work it and how to do it and how to make it make sense. And hopefully we don't have any, and I wouldn't see this happening, but, you know, hopefully we don't have anybody that goes, oh, well, I figured it out, but not going to tell you guys. Which I
Yeah.
can't see that happening. I mean, that seems a little stupid in my opinion, you know. I'm ready to get my hands on it a little bit, see what I can do. Kind of hoping that I can get some stuff converted over. Like I said, I'm probably going to start with the trailers. It seems like it's going to be the easiest thing right now because there's only like maybe at max 4 lights on them. At max, maybe some side marker lights. So I'm hoping that stuff's going to be a little easier to do. I don't know if that means I'm going to have to input lights into the mod. Um, like and put lights back into Blender with the mod and, you know, map them. I mean, it seems like a little weird to me to try and do that, I guess, but guess we'll just have to see. But if anybody already knows how it works and you're watching the stream, please do go ahead and message me and let me know. But there's only me watching, so guess I can just keep talking and don't really have to care.
Yep.
Oh, Six Flow didn't want to start this morning really a lot. Said it was cold. Didn't like me this morning. To be fair though, it did sit for a whole week, so
I did sit for a whole week.
I never drove it at all this week. Until now, well, like until today. So,
Well, that'll do it.
to be fair, it did sit a while. If anybody, this bugs me too. Anybody knows how to fix this dumb camera float in FS22? Please tell me. This is getting real tiring and annoying. My camera likes to float one direction, and it's starting to make me angry. At first, I thought it was one of my controllers, but it's not. Alright, I'll be back in a second, guys. I'm gonna go use the restroom. Brain cart operator on a AFK mode here.
Now that he finally stopped talking. Seems like the yield's pretty good on this map. I'm kind of curious to see what the yield turns out in field 77 down here. But not really much to talk about tonight. I mean, kind of covered a lot yesterday in that planning video. But yeah, we're both excited. I mean, we're both have our up and down for 25. We've been, I mean, I've personally been watching a lot of people who have early access play just to kind of see what it looks like. But I mean, they've really kind of amped up the textures a lot, so the textures look a lot different. But like I said, we're not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of the planting textures. I don't feel like they're as smooth as what 22 was just base game when it came out. But they could definitely be a lot better. Shoot, we're about full. I wasn't even paying attention. Alright, we'll have to back this out. Unload all the way in him. Who knows when he's going to be back.
All right, green cart driver's back.
Yeah, just
With
as I got
fuzzy
full.
slippers too.
Why do you have fuzzy slippers on?
Those ones that we got. On
What do you-
floor.
Huh? When?
John gave them to us.
Oh.
They're comfortable. They're kind of like dudes with like the fuzz inside.
Yeah.
They're comfortable. A little cozy. Oh,
I'm
it's raining a little bit.
knocking this field out quite fast.
Yeah, it ain't taking very long. To be honest, I kind of wish there was somebody right now that had early access to the FS22 that would be sitting there right now, kind of scripting out some stuff on a live stream. It'd be great.
We probably don't have
Working on
any.
some modding.
I don't know if anyone has access to Giants Editor yet.
Giants Editor, I don't even. Probably Giants Editor won't get released until.
I think someone said like a week after.
3 weeks later. Yeah.
It was like a week later.
It is. It's so dumb. It's actually kind of sad.
I'm debating, do we want to take another cornfield off, or do we want to get these beans off before we get too far into December and the moisture gets really, really rough? put them through the combine? That's the real question.
After the release of the game, last time was about 10 days or so after.
Yeah, they want you to play the base game before you start putting mods in.
Nobody except Giants can know that when the game is released in the doc.
They probably have a release date for GE.
Huh?
They probably have a
Without a
release.
show.
I mean,
I just
they know their release date, but no one else knows.
probably.
Like I said, it's all part of their plan that they want everyone to play the game first before with everything base game.
Hopefully it doesn't take too long. I'm kind of hoping we could get some stuff pretty quick, you know.
You do know that it pulls out of your
Out of the what? The gas tank?
yeah, so I just emptied your truck.
Oh.
Maybe we should be getting a diesel DEF trailer.
That's something I gotta fix then. Then put the store here, because I'm not driving to go get it. And then you can just fill it real quick. We're on a harvest time, I'm not gonna go sit there and go fill it up this whole time. It's a little dumb to do that.
Have we filled another truck yet or not?
Oh, so you didn't move the store over here. Oh, there you did. There, now you can fill up the trailer.
Have you filled up another semi yet? Or are you filling the big semi now?
I'm not filling the big semi, that's the buffer truck. At least what I like to call the buffer truck.
I mean, you're keeping up pretty good right now, so.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for now on this field, just because these are short rounds, wait until we get to the big field. It's probably a good thing I only have a 12-row corn head. And not an 8, or not a 16.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be nice to at least see one of the modders by now. At least maybe touch on it a little bit on the
I don't
modding
think you're
part.
going to,
You
though.
know.
You won't.
I mean, I'm not saying like go into G and stuff. You can't get into G. I already kind of tried that. I mean, I was just curious. I wanted to see if even if I get some parts to load in the older version of GE, but you can't. So that's where I was kind of hoping that at least you know somebody would maybe go into the scripting part and I don't know talk about it a little bit. Somebody at least knows a little bit more than me. I don't know. Something like that would be kind of nice. I want to say, okay, we had enough time and detail to implement, dirt bikes and a car and that what do you call them, a mini truck or a mini trike or something, truck thingy. So we had time to implement that. And I know in European countries, that's the kind of stuff that you'd have. But I want to say, okay, in a European country, are you going to use a car? What in Farming Simulator tells us that we need a car? And what in Farming Simulator tells us that we need to have a dirt bike? I mean, what is the whole point of that? And what's the point of the mini truck? I guess okay, I could maybe see it a little bit, but to me it just seems a little ridiculous, being that you got two pickup trucks, and normally we are always stuck with only two pickup trucks. Then you got those mini ATVs. You got the Kubota
Excuse me.
ATVs. You know, it, it just I want it to make sense to me, but I can't. It doesn't. It just doesn't compute.
Should we screw around with a 16 row head on the combine, see how much damage it can do?
I prefer not.
Why?
I prefer not.
Why? Why do you
I
prefer
prefer
not?
not.
I mean,
I prefer not.
it don't bother me.
Man, why don't my pedals sit and stick? Pedals keep sliding around. It's getting old.
You might as well
Alright,
meet me
so
down at the
tell
other
me,
end.
why do you guys keep sliding around down there? And you still slide around. Why? Whatever. That's just gonna annoy me. Probably because I'm playing with my new cozy little slippers. Sounds gay, but they're comfortable. They're actually fucking comfortable, so, you know, it's kind of nice. Alright, sorry, I gotta remember there's little ears
Yeah. Yes, you do.
that can watch.
Yes. You do have to remember that.
Yeah, that's kind of hard to go all day without thinking about it. Now I got to.
Mm-hmm.
Kids, don't use those words. It's not a good idea. Not a good thing. You don't use words that I use. Those words are bad words. We're just gonna go there right now. Hey, did you find me some long loader forks?
No, I did not.
Of course you did.
Kind of forgot about that. I got your skid steering at least.
Yeah, at least you remembered that part.
You might want to come try unloading me here soon.
Huh?
You might want to come unload the combine.
Huh?
The combine. You might want to come unload the combine.
What?
Huh? Stupid grain car
Who?
drivers.
Who what?
People. Never listen to your grain cart driver. They think they're smart. They're not very smart.
Who what?
See what I mean? Idiot. Okay, I'm empty. If you want to slowly start moving stuff down to the next field, you can. Because I'm just on the short rounds now, so. How was Aztaka?
Not bad.
You guys were there forever.
Hmm?
So you guys were there forever.
Yep.
It's because someone didn't stop talking.
Yep.
How did I know?
About football.
How about the Ohio State game?
Just any football game. And then they had to start watching it, of course.
They're probably watching the Michigan Indiana game.
I think so. Like, we really got to do this right now.
You're like, I got cornfields to harvest.
I mean,
Well, more. You got trucks to drive.
to be fair, I'm just gonna go put the ATV back.
Yeah, I don't know why you brought it out.
Thought I'd maybe use it, but
Yeah, I don't even know if I'll need the grain cart. You might be able to just put a semi down here, and I'll empty into it and move everything down to that next field. How are we doing on corn, Ben? Excuse me. 1,900 bushels. Well, Colin, what do you think our average is coming out of this field without looking at the YouTube stream?
300,
Over,
330,
under.
320.
You're close. 318.9, about 319 bushels the acre. Does this truck you brought down to me have corn in it already?
Yep.
Okay. Ugh. Excuse me, man. Crap, that one out in the middle of the road.
Holy crap, the 1 year bun. Oh, never mind. Oh, nice job just leaving the head in the middle of the road.
Thanks. I'll get it.
In a minute, I might go take a quick second and go talk to Corn-Fed Modding.
What's he on
Or
Discord?
Corn-Fed Mafia, or whatever it is, for a quick minute, because I think he's talking to another guy. Probably be back in about 5 minutes, something like that. Just go check in with him.
Alright, that should be done with the field by now. I'm going to run back to the farm and put a different grain bin on this combine.
Alright, well, I'm going to take this grain cart down there, and then I'm going to pick up that other truck that's sitting in there, well, I guess that thing can sit there for a minute. We got 2 semis already down. We'll have 2 semis down here. Once you're done with up there, I'll take that truck and move it.
I will need a pickup down here. I gotta put the corn head on a header cart. I did put that head cart in the game.
Well, I'm going to use this worked up field in 76 here to put some equipment in for the moment. Don't really care whose field it is. It's going to become my little parking spot for the moment.
That corner field there.
Yeah.
If you want to bring down my Duramax, although it needs a pin hitch. We need something with a pin hitch on it for this head cart.
I ain't got one. I got a tri-ball, bro.
Great.
Gotta have that tri-ball. Although the tri-ball seems to be a little too high for this trailer. I'll go put a pin hitch in my truck. Give me a minute. I'll get one over here from the shop. I'll put the tri-ball back in here too for now. We'll use your truck to move around the fuel tank for right now. The fuel trailer.
Sounds good to me. Oh yeah, this sucker's gonna make harvesting this next field way easier.
Alright, I'll pop back in here in a minute, guys.
Well, little did he know we have a 16-row corn head for him now, even though he told us not to get one. So. Excuse me, man. Man, if you can harvest 16 rows going at 10 miles an hour, that'd be great. One thing I can't wait for in FS25 though is the AF10 case combine. Ooh, that thing looks like a beaut and a monster. I've seen videos of that thing in real life harvesting. 8,000 bushels per hour is crazy. It's a corn eating machine from what I've heard in real life. I mean, I'm pretty sure the X9 does nowhere near that. But this X9 is just the biggest combine in this game right now. So, and I think our head cart we got is just a little too small, but we'll go with it. It's whatever. These. Ooh, sorry for the hiccups. Unloading the the semi, and then we'll head back to the farm and fuel up. Put a bigger grain tank on this thing. It's going to be running bigger rounds. We're going to need a bigger hopper. Sorry, I have to answer a text really quick. Alright. This combine's built like a freaking tank. Talk about trying to get around this thing on the road when it's coming down. I mean, good luck. Got the plow out there. We started plowing a little bit, like I said before. Ooh, big lag spike. Let's pull in here. Let's get some fuel. See how our corn dryer's doing. Not bad, not bad. Oh, is this gonna be stupid? So maybe back them in more of a side angle to it, of course. Aren't you filling? God, I gotta be like inside the fuel tank. Alright, let's head over to the shop. Let's put a bigger grain hopper on this thing. We'll get this thing washed down a little bit. Shit. Not far enough in the shop. See if that activates the trigger. Customize. $18, $19.1. Let's do this one. Ooh. So that just fits in here. There, now that trailer's full since he can't fill it up. Let's hop back in. Let's head down to the field. Hopefully he follows with the corn head. Those are our beans there. Looking pretty healthy. Can't wait to rip into those. Another field beans. Those are both row crop planted. We accidentally had the row crop planter going. This last field, I don't know if you were here for it or not, but we bought a John Deere planter. Looks like, yep, those are normal soybeans. Those look good. We'll see if the yield differs between those ones and the row crop ones. Looks like there's quite a ledge on shelf on that in that field, so I don't know if we'll be able to run the grain head through there or not. But now we gotta wait on the corn head to come down here. Back in here. Get out of the way. Pull up in here and along the edge of the field here on the side of the road. Back up a little bit. About there. Let's hop back in the combine. Let's get hooked up to the 16 row. Back off the road in case anybody else needs to come through. $319.4 bushels to the acre. That's kind of crazy. We're going to be putting a lot of corn through this machine now. Man, 16 rows is nice compared to the 12 rows. That's for sure. Just turn around in the grass. I think will be our best bet here. Excuse me, man. Turn around on the road here.
Alright, sorry about that.
You good?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Alright, perfect. Well, I'm gonna try
This one's yielding a lot higher.
a little higher now.
319. We're just taking off end rows.
Well, I thought I wanted to kind of go over and talk to him since he's got a little bit of an in with Giants, so.
Who does? Cornfed?
Yep.
What's his in with Giant? Is he playing 25 right now?
No, he doesn't have that far of an in, but he said he has a little bit of a connection with them right now. So.
Doing what?
I don't know. He doesn't make anything or do anything. I think he just helps kind of populate it a little bit. I don't know if that's the right word I want to use.
Oh. What'd you ask him?
Just talked about modding a little bit. He said it's going to be a night and day difference.
Mm-hmm.
He said it's going to be a pain in the ass, which kind of really worries me a little bit. And he said he hadn't seen much about the scripts and stuff because he didn't know that it preloaded since he was using Steam and whatnot. So he didn't know how that. He didn't know
Oh,
he could
he
look at
uses
it
Steam.
already. I said, yeah, the files download. You just can't play the game until the release date or whatever. And we might not have all the files either, until the release date,
I'm
but
coming
we
around
can
that way. I'm coming around that way. Just keep the grain cart out of the field.
Oh, okay. Well, I said, we can at least look at some vehicle files and stuff like that to look at some scripts and see how it's kind of scripted out a little bit.
Surprised you haven't said anything yet.
What? I saw you drove my truck.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm
What
gonna
are you
turn
talking
around.
about?
Oh, I'm gonna turn around so we can unload. Nothing. I'm not talking about anything.
What, the 16-row forehead?
Yeah.
I don't care.
Alright. Do you want me to unload in the truck or the other grain cart?
Just the green cart, please.
Okay.
But, I talked to him a little bit. He had no idea how the lights were set up like that and didn't know how some of the modding was going to go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, since he didn't look at any of the scripts, I just kind of shared my screen, showed him some of the scripts, and, I showed him how the lights are going to work, and he kind of made the same comment. He goes, well, it's kind of stupid. It seems like they just made it a little more confusing and complicated. I said, That's the exact same thing I've been thinking. You know, it doesn't make sense for me because
Did they do it on
my
purpose because they don't want
understanding,
people modding by themselves, and they want everyone to make sure they're sending it and testing it through Giants?
probably, and I said it seems like it made it more complicated in the end run, and that kind of stuff, and and he goes, well, it seems like we tried to fix something that wasn't needed to be fixed, kind of thing.
Yeah. Did you talk to him about the planting though?
I did not say anything about that. I kind of forgot about that a little bit, but he'll probably be on more and more. He's starting to get back into community again, so.
Excuse me.
Of course, we wanted to check in. He used to be on our construction server, so I wanted to check in with
Didn't he
him a
get
little bit
kicked
for
off
those
of
of
it?
you who didn't know. He got removed, and I'm not gonna state why because it's none of my business. Um, for anybody that wants to figure that out, go ahead and figure that out in yourself. Um, that's none of my business to say or what happened or why. So, if you want to figure that out, you can figure that out for yourself. I hate to say that, but that's just how I feel about it.
I mean, I think everyone would agree with you.
Hmm.
I think everyone would agree with you. I mean, there's not really.
And it also was a little longer ago, so there's no point in bringing it back up now at this point.
Yeah.
He did say he was in the wrong. He feels bad for it, so it's not like he doesn't care.
You still the stream on?
Hmm.
You still the stream on?
What, my screen share?
No, my stream.
No.
Just saying, I'm not even going to be on the long rounds for a little while yet. This is just that split to that little creek that cuts into the field. So,
He did say that he was talking to a couple of his um, buddies that he's gotten to know pretty good, and apparently that they are gonna have some construction mods pretty much set up almost right away for 25.
yeah,
So
but you got to worry about Terra Farm.
yeah, I mean, probably can be easily scripted in pretty quick. I mean, I assume those mechanics are probably the exact same.
Probably.
I mean, I can't see them changing anything about that really. So he said they're gonna try. I guess they're gonna have some stuff pretty much set up right away, but I'm assuming that stuff's gonna be private, for a little while. So he did make the comment of let's see here. Um, they there's already a guy that apparently has already modded one of the in-game vehicles, and I kind of looked at him, or kind of told him, I said, how is that possible without G? He goes, I have no idea, but somebody already did it. So I was kind of surprised
Hmm.
that somebody had already, messed with an in-game vehicle and got it to work.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not an easy thing to do with blind.
Oh, man, 16 rows at a time is so much nicer than 12.
He did say that some of the main modders will get Giant's Editor pretty much right away.
That's good.
We'll have access to it pretty much right away, so at least we'll have some mods maybe coming out, but I mean, to me it's just dumb. If you're gonna release the game, go ahead and release the editor
I
right
actually
away.
think they might have given. I think they might have given some modders like early
They might
access.
already have access to it already
Yeah,
too. I don't know.
because
He said the
like
modders normally the main modders will already get access to it pretty quick.
Because custom
So
modding had a picture of the early riser and GE already.
was that the new GE or the old one?
I don't know. I don't know what I've never messed around enough with the current GE to know if it was new or old.
So, I mean, it's just one of those things I want to say. It doesn't make sense. If you're going to release a game, release the editor with it. You know, and I can understand if you want some smaller time modders to get used to the game, but what better way to get used to the game than to understand how it works, you know, how the scripts work, how things are working. In the meantime, right now, I'm going to go check and see what that picture looks like. That was just today, was it?
I don't know if it was in GE, but he said something about FS22, and there's a picture of the early riser.
In the group or the page?
Probably group post, but from him. Alright, when you're done doing that, you're going to want to come down to this end and follow me through the field. I'm making my island pass.
Well, it looks like he's got the air cart and air hoe drill.
I'm just saying, it's not going to take him long to probably convert stuff.
Looks like he's already trying to get that set up and stuff, but those are like mod pictures already from like 19 and 20 so far. What it seems to be looking like. Like the announcement of the stuff that he's showing seems to be stuff that he's already made, so they're probably older.
But like, I wouldn't be surprised if someone like him and Tyson Dinsey and like MRG Matt, like those people have access to it already.
Well, he's gonna be moving the fat mix over.
The
Fat
fat
mixers.
fat mixers.
Yep, some different kind of. I think it's more of an American brand. I think for
Oh,
uh, like feed mixers.
okay.
There's a mobile and a stationary.
Dude, I am ripping through this field at 10 miles an hour. We
That
might.
he's gonna have a baler moved over and the early riser and the honeybee. It looks like the honeybee looks like it's just a normal picture that was copied. Early riser just looks like kind of, I don't know, kind of like a mod picture that he's already had in your use. So I don't know.
Dude, I can't believe I'm cooking right now at the X9 at 10 miles an hour down this field with 16 rows.
I'm ready to see some stuff. Maybe touch FS22 or 25 a little bit. Keep saying 22 because I'm so used to it.
I will play a little bit of 25. I have a feeling it's going to take me a few weeks just to get back into it. I mean, the only reason I'm going to go play at 25 right away is to mess around with the AF11, the case combine. Like, I'm ready to get in that thing and see what that thing can do. Because in real life, did you know that that thing pushes through about 8,000 bushels an hour for corn?
Nope. Hmm.
Alright, you might want to come
It
around and...
it it looks like Roughneck Modding Crew might already have a in-game already. But I don't know if that's actually 22 or 25.
Jeremy, I'm coming down at this end. You might want to follow me back through with the grain cart because I'm at 85%.
When you get a chance, pop open Roughneck Modding Crew's Facebook page.
I don't think I'm in the group.
It's not a group, it's a page.
Also, I'm cooking around 10 miles an hour right now. It kind of varies because I've got realistic combine experience on, so...
I gotta put a bigger bin on her, huh?
Yeah, doesn't it look like it helps a little bit? Would you say Facebook Roughneck Modding?
Yep.
Roughneck Modding Crew. Where's it at?
Should be the very first one. Very first post there. Shows a picture of a truck and gravity wagon or a
I
grain
think that's
wagon or
22 though.
I thought so, but I don't know. That gravity wagon looks, or not gravity. God dang it, grain cart looks like the one out of 25.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I'm kind of I don't know whether it is or not, but I mean, it kind of looks like it.
Alright, I'm empty. You could just sit in the middle of the field right there for now.
He did say that Corn did say that when the branded trailer brand and stuff and the branded brand was pretty much announced and publicized, he said about everybody jumped on it. Every of the big modders tried to jump on it right away. I mean, that did open up a lot of loopholes, and I'm kind of excited for them. You know, I'm hoping that they get released pretty quick. And if they go on to Patreon pretty quick, I'll go pay for that Patreon. I don't give a crap.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of crap going on Patreon to start.
Oh yeah. Got to get in testing first, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I'd just love to get my hands on one of them, though.
Man.
Soon enough, we'll have a new mod category, too. On the website.
Yeah.
I just can't wait. I mean, I'd love to see them. I want to get my hands in the game, bro. I mean, I don't know what it is. Something just makes me want to play.
Well.
Even though there's not going to be that many good mods out, you know.
Yeah.
It'll probably take a month for anything to actually good come out, or
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
for sure. I mean,
me to ever even figure
dude,
one little thing out.
I want like a map like this to be out in like the first month.
It won't happen. That won't happen. I can tell you that right now. Maps are going to take a long, long time, most likely.
I mean, I don't think conversions or maps are going to take long. It's just going to be...
Map conversions are going to take the longest part. I'm going to tell you, that's where the big night and day difference is probably at, is in those map conversions.
Probably. It's going to be frustrating.
Being that they're going to have to come up with the material for those, you know, tracks and stuff, that it's going to make ground deformation. They're going to have to do that.
Oh, yeah,
You
I
know,
forgot about that.
if they did upgrade, you know, the sculpting tool, they're going to have to set up, you know, stuff for that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's going to be a pretty big change, and
I
it's
just
going to
hope
take
someone
some time.
converts. Like, by far, my favorite map so far has been Midwest Horizon, all the FS22 maps. This map has
I don't
been
know.
one of my favorite
I kind of
ones.
always liked UMRV. It was pretty big.
I mean,
You
I
know,
like
kind of.
that one. I just like this one just because it's, I mean, it's Ohio. It's in Ohio.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I did love the UMRV, being that, you know, it had a lot of farms on it and stuff, and pretty American. But you know, the only issue I had with it is there was a lot of, you know, issues with it somewhat, and it's not like the old UMRV in my opinion. You know,
No, by far my favorite map ever in Farming Simulator and out of all the games has been Windchaser Farms. I mean, that was probably
that was another good one, and I do kind of miss that one. But I
that
don't
was
think it.
probably field wise, those were like the best field setups. The farm setups were the best. I mean, just when you're talking about an overall good map build for dairy farming, like you could remember how big the dairy farm was. I mean, like I wish someone could convert that and make that because I don't think LBJ Media's modding Wind Chaser anymore.
I don't think anybody's touching it, to be
No,
honest.
it'd be nice if someone had the ability to, but
I definitely can't do that. I can tell
oh,
you
I'm not
that right
touching a
now.
map. I'm not touching a map.
I mean, I definitely agree with you. I didn't mind Wind Chaser stuff, but I can tell you right now, it's probably not going to be a thing anymore unless somebody actually decides to recreate the whole map by scratch already. It's not going to happen. I mean, it just to take that, what was that,
20,
FS15,
15, 15 was the full version that came back out in
7,
17, but it wasn't the greatest
it
version.
wasn't as good, you know. So what it's gonna do is it's gonna take, you know, somebody to basically go back into the Giants editor in 15, and they're gonna basically what I mean I would assume they would do is they'd have to put it all back into kind of like a Blender form to then convert it into 22, you know, to make all those buildings again, you know, the way that they were, and or, you know, kind of like the houses and stuff on the map, I guess, if that makes sense. You
Yeah.
know, it's going to take a lot of that issue. I don't know really how to say that, I guess. I mean, it just seems like it's going to take a lot more work than it really needs to. I mean, so that's why I'm assuming why nobody's really touched it. You know, it's going to take too long, and whoever converted it from 15 to 17 didn't really decide to do the full convert. So I can see maybe why the original map creator, you know, I don't know if the guy had permission to maybe do it. Maybe the map creator doesn't want to do it anymore now that, you know, somebody decided to convert it. And then once they
I don't even
converted
think
it,
LBJ Media's even modding anymore. I don't even think he
probably
touches the
not,
game.
you know, and that's what, you know, things happen,
I'm right
you
here
know,
if you want to get ready to pull over and
life life
life
happens.
happens.
You know, you got a lot of stuff in life. You know, I'm not gonna say. You know, I said this in the last stream. You know, like modding isn't a life. You know, for some people it can be,
Some people can be very lucrative, but
but
you got to have a
for
media following too, for in order for it to be
a
lucrative.
major media following, but it's not very easy to make this a life at all.
I mean, it's very possible to make it a side gig. I mean,
Definitely. I mean, you can make this a side gig. Um,
because imagine honestly if you started
but
modding
of course, if it's
when
gonna be a
22
side gig,
when 22 started, like, because you started what the last year and a half ish of modding, and you made over $1,000 just screwing around with it. I mean,
I wouldn't say $1,000. I don't think.
well, after taxes, I mean, you've made about 600, I think. But
Yeah, probably. But I mean, and that's and I love if I can.
sorry, I lost you. My AirPod died. What'd you say?
I said I'd love to try and reinvest that if I can, you know, buy
Yeah,
models and stuff. You know, but if you're gonna make a life out of it, or even try to make it a side gig, you know, of course it's got to go against, you know, Farm Sims rules and whatnot. You
mm-hmm.
know, the whole thing of, you know, you put something in Giant's Editor, well, now we own it. You know, we own it. It's not yours anymore. Which,
Yeah.
okay, if that's your program, that's cool, but do people take ownership when, you know, does, for example, Blender take ownership for everything that's created in Blender?
Okay, what about everybody that has a Patreon account?
You know, yeah, the same thing. You know, well, we're not supposed to. We're not supposed to have one. We're not supposed to be using it, you know, but it's okay to use it for an early access, which is really dumb to me. You know, you're still selling a mod, whatever. But, you know, like I'm saying, okay, you know, you got the application of Blender. Blender is pretty much the same thing as Giant's Editor. I mean, Giant's Editor is more for just their game. But if you make something in Blender, it is not Blender's now. Blender does not own it still.
Correct.
At least from what I know, Blender does not own any model or anything that you put in their engine. Giants should not be able to do the same thing because that is going against your, in my opinion, I feel like that's kind of going against your rights. If you paid for something, especially when you pay for the game, you shouldn't be able to own everything that, you know, you run through Giants Editor. Because some people don't use Giants Editor for the game. Some people use that to work on model. I mean, sometimes I guess I've seen people make models and then put them into Giants Editor to be able to sell them, you know, as a Giants Editor file and make sure everything's in Giants Editor. You know, there's some people out there that do that, and I feel like it's not right. I don't know how to explain it. It's not really all, in my opinion, that right for Giants to own anything that's gone into Giants Editor.
I mean, I guess here's the thing: if Giants was to play it that way, then all the mods you create, they have to pay you for them.
Well, they won't do that because you're using their editor for free. Okay, then maybe don't make your editor free then. I mean, even though Blender does it, don't make your editor free. Make us pay $10 fee every time.
Yeah.
You know, every time we have a new game, or every time, you know, everyone that wants to get it, make us pay a $10 fee. I'll pay $10. You know, that's $10, you know, I'm gonna pay, and then it's $10 I'm gonna lose, but then I could
I mean,
still
honestly, I know it's a steep price,
make.
but even if they would make you pay like $50 for editor, you would still pay for it because you still have the
Exactly, for
ability to
those people who
recoup
are
that
trying to make a
back.
living out of it or a side gig out of it, you're gonna make that money back really quick. I mean, okay, you know, and I'm not gonna say any names or any, you know, servers or anything like that, but there is a server out there, you know, and one guy, and I all know who I'm gonna start talking about. And I'm not saying that he's doing a bad thing, you know. That's his opinion. He can do what he wants, right? You guys can do whatever you want. I, when I sold mods, well, or gave free access, whatever you want to call it, I made sure that it was not at a heavy price. I didn't make you pay 20, 25, you know, fifteen
It was like a
dollars a
dollar or
month.
$2, but I know your Pete,
Exactly. I
your
made
Pete,
sure I made
your Peterbilt was about $5, but you put in, I mean, you put
I put
in
a lot I put in about
200,
2 years worth of work into that.
you put in
I put
about
a lot,
200 hours into that Peterbilt hauler.
you
I
know,
mean,
I put in a lot of time into that thing too, you know. But like when people are buying and paying for the models, it's not fair that Giants can go, "Yeah, we own it, you can't sell it." You even though you know, somebody that would spend 400, $500 on a model, you know, oh well, you know, we own it now, you can't sell it even though you bought the original model. I don't think that's fair. Well, you know, and this guy wants to go on to say, well, it's just a hobby. You know, you're getting into it to be a hobby. You know, it's just going to be one expensive hobby. Okay, well, that makes no sense. You're getting donations for the mods you make, right? Yeah, I know he does. And even if you are getting donations, okay, that's cool. But how are you going to. To me, it makes no sense, I guess. It just seems stupid. Donate, you know.
all right, well, I'm gonna probably end the stream here. So we will probably finish this field off screen. Probably get into bean harvest a little bit. We'll make sure we have a bean harvest video for you guys put out there at least. But yeah, thanks for watching. I mean, I don't even know how long the stream was. Probably 2 hours. Hour. It was probably about a 2 hour stream of corn harvest. So thanks again for watching.